So these huge losses are barely denting the wealthy. And then on the other side, these trillion-dollar Magnificent Seven companies keep growing. So it begs the question, where's the real value? Do the numbers make sense? A lot of chip stocks took a rumble tumble, and we're all in this like wild situation where, oh, is this it? Is it happening? This one guy, his name is Leopold Aschenbrenner. In one day of trading, apparently he lost 80% of his stock portfolio because when all those chip stocks fell. But the fact is that these trillion-dollar Magnificent Seven companies keep growing. So it begs the question, where's the real value? Are they really worth that much? And the answer is yes, they are. AI is physical. They require chips, cooling, power, and data centers. And what is the common denominator to fuel them all? Watts. Watts is the measure of power. So it's like the chips burn and then they generate all this heat, and then you need cooling. That requires energy. Watts. And that begs the question of what are we actually getting in return? What comes out? It generates an output that is tokens. And how do we measure those tokens? We use these things called benchmarks. And apparently the benchmarks tell us, hey, the AIs are getting better, right? At the end of the day, just because it's generating these tokens, does that really mean it's more productive, that we're getting more bang for the buck? And we can't exactly say no, but it's not a definite yes. Which brings us to the question of why do the scarce AI assets become so valuable so quickly? Scarcity is not a value. Scarcity raises prices, but a correct thesis can still become a bad trade. In the terms of a business, the moat is the thing that makes the business unique. So the bottleneck that gets generated from scarcity is not a moat. Rather than looking at scarcity or the control of supply and demand or the trends of supply and demand as the value, what is the value? Energy fuels the compute, fuels the capability, which creates the product, a useful outcome, economic value, and every link must hold. AI is here, and all these companies are building all these things, and there's an assumption that just because they built it means that we want it. The missing variable. Products do not distribute themselves. Attention is not adoption, and usage is not retention. Infrastructure forecast assumes future demand. Thus, demand turns capability into economic output. You got to build a good thing, and you got to be able to push it out. ChatGPT can do whatever they can build whatever they want. Anthropic can build whatever they want. But if they can't distribute it, that brings us to the end of today's brief, landing us on this topic of marketing and demand generation, and something that we'll discuss further as it relates to this AI boom. And now your minute of Zeb.